got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards.
Reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals.
Payne fell from the 3rd floor of his hotel room. That a hotel employee is suspected of giving Payne the day he died.
Everybody get scared to talk because they probably got something to hide. I ain't got nothing to hide.
I don't have nothing to hide.
I was in there Harlem shaking, doing all of that stuff, but it wasn't, come on. Whatever.
Heard the latest buzz from Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal? Well, he's spilling some touchy stuff in court, claiming that the FBI has been onto Diddy's wild parties for years. Celebs, politicians, and even royalty were in on it. Hell yeah! In a recent episode of the PBD podcast, former bodyguard Gene Deal shared some wild stories about his time with Diddy that could really shake up the music scene. He revealed that Diddy's been on the FBI radar since 1991, long before he became a household name. Deal claims Diddy even had a meeting with a federal agent in Washington, D.C. back when parties were wild and crazy. It seems like some of those parties raised eyebrows with the law enforcement. Deal dropped another shocking detail. In 2011, someone was reportedly offered a deal to talk about Diddy, especially concerning serious allegations involving underage boys. This raises a ton of questions about what the feds really knew and when they found out. Their relationship started back in 1990 when Diddy joined a gang Deal helped launch. Deal became Diddy's right-hand man, handling security and even helping with personal issues like paying off debts. He was there during tough moments, including the tragic night when Biggie Smalls was shot. Deal felt guilty for not being able to save him, highlighting the immense pressure he faced. Deal also shared some spicy thoughts about Tupac Shakur's death, suggesting it might have been linked to financial issues with Death Row Records, owned by Suge Knight. He mentioned hearing about a $1 million check issued around the time Tupac died, adding to the mystery surrounding that tragic event. The podcast also touched on Diddy's star-studded parties, where politicians and even royalty mingled with hip-hop icons. Deal mentioned that Bishop T.D. Jakes was rumored to be in attendance, although he denied any connection to Diddy's parties. Diddy's got connections with everyone, from former President Trump to local mayors, promoting youth voting and political campaigns. Interestingly, Deal hinted that Diddy might have dirt on his famous friends, revealing that Diddy often recorded everything at his parties. When the FBI raided Diddy's homes, they found 250 hidden cameras. This footage could show some shocking behaviors from well-known guests, possibly explaining why they remained silent about their ties to Diddy. Deal also speculated that Diddy's recent legal troubles could be linked to an investigation into New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Federal agents reportedly found evidence related to Diddy during their probe. In September 2023, New York City Mayor Eric Adams threw a big celebration for Diddy in Times Square, declaring it Diddy Day and giving him the key to the city. It was a moment that seemed to solidify Diddy's place as a cultural icon, but things took a sharp turn soon after. Diddy got hit with some serious legal issues, and Adams found himself facing charges of public corruption and wire fraud. This rapid-fire series of events left many people scratching their heads. Deal suggested that Diddy has been under federal scrutiny since 1991 and that he wasn't always the person he is now. According to Deal, Diddy was influenced by powerful figures in the music world like Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons, and Clive Davis. These mentors were involved in questionable behavior which might have shaped Diddy's actions as he rose to fame. Deal paints a picture of Diddy evolving for the worse over the years. He argues that exposure to the darker sides of the industry led Diddy to believe he could act without consequences. Deal also brought up the idea of karma, saying that Diddy's past treatment of artists like Craig Mack and Black Rob is now coming back to haunt him. He believes this could become one of the biggest tragedies in hip-hop, akin to the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. Additionally, Deal shared some concerning details about Diddy's relationship with his mother, Janice Coles. He claimed that their public bond was not as loving as it seemed, even alleging that Diddy had acted inappropriately toward her. Janice recently defended her son on social media after his arrest, calling the accusations false and expressing disappointment over how Diddy's being portrayed. Deal argues that while it's natural for a mother to protect her child, it doesn't change the serious allegations against Diddy. Beyond family matters, Deal also expressed concerns over how Usher's experience while working with Diddy was, suggesting he was groomed and placed in inappropriate situations. Usher has remained quiet on these claims but described his time with Diddy as wild, emphasizing that he wouldn't let his kids attend Diddy's parties. Also, in the midst of Diddy's legal troubles, the investigation into the murder of Tupac Shakur has sparked back to life. Tupac, a giant in hip-hop, was shot and killed in Las Vegas in 1996, and his case remains unsolved. Recently, Tupac's family, particularly his stepbrother Muam Shakur, has refocused their efforts on finding out if Diddy was involved in Tupac's murder. Muam expressed the family's frustration during an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, emphasizing that they've been searching for answers for nearly 3 decades. The recent arrest of Dwayne Keith Davis, accused of orchestrating Tupac's murder, has raised new questions about Diddy's possible connections. Davis claims that Diddy offered him money to take out Tupac, which has only fueled public interest and speculation surrounding Diddy's involvement. For the Shakur family, this investigation isn't just about justice, it's about closure after years of unanswered questions. Muam highlighted that their search is about uncovering the truth, not just targeting Diddy. He believes jealousy and resentment towards Tupac played significant roles in his murder, despite Diddy's long-standing denials, including a press release in 2008 calling the idea of his involvement ridiculous. Muam remains skeptical. The emotional toll of not knowing the truth weighs heavily on the Shakur family, who continue to seek clarity on Tupac's death. The renewed focus on Diddy, especially with his ongoing legal issues, has led many to question his role during Tupac's time in the music industry. The East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry adds another layer of complexity, raising doubts about Diddy's motivations during that era. While Davis's claims about Diddy lack concrete proof, they've kept the conversation going. The collaboration between federal and local authorities indicate that the investigation is receiving fresh attention, which calls for a deeper look into Diddy's alleged involvement. Now, the internet's buzzing after an old video of Tupac Shakur discussing Sean Diddy Combs resurfaced, reigniting interest in the infamous East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry. In a 1995 Vibe interview, Tupac hinted at Diddy's possible involvement in a 1994 shooting incident in New York. While he didn't outright accuse Diddy, his words are being interpreted with new significance, especially given the tragic nature of Tupac's death in 1996. The ongoing mystery surrounding his life and untimely demise continue to captivate fans. In the interview, Tupac was cautious yet pointed when asked about Diddy's role. He said, "They can answer that question. I have my own opinion." He meant that he believed Diddy had some connection to the shooting and added he had proof he didn't want to share. This statement has left fans wondering what he knew and why he didn't say more. Many now see Tupac's comments as a warning about Diddy long before his death, with fans reflecting on how this rivalry may have influenced Biggie's fate as well. This renewed focus on Diddy comes amid recent developments in Tupac's murder case, particularly the arrest of Dwayne Keith Davis, a longtime suspect. His arrest has led many to revisit past suspicions about Diddy's involvement, fueling discussions online about the unsolved mysteries of the hip-hop world. People are speculating that there might finally be answers regarding Tupac's murder nearly 30 years later. As if this wasn't enough, Diddy is facing serious legal challenges, including allegations of trafficking and misconduct. His ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura has filed a lawsuit against him, which has opened the floodgates for other accusations from people claiming they've been victimized by him over the years. These are serious allegations which threaten Diddy's reputation and career, with potential prison time looming. Among all the drama, a viral video of Diddy, Drake and Jay-Z hanging out has got everyone's attention, making fans curious about what goes on behind the scenes with these big names. While many are excited to see them together, it also raises some questions about how Diddy's current legal troubles might affect his relationships with these artists. People are wondering if their connections will change now that Diddy is facing such serious accusations. Now, what do you think? What will all this mean for Diddy, Drake, and Jay-Z? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll be back pretty soon.